So here's another thing I want to say, and I want to explain this because it's something like for me, growing up, I had a lot of healthy relationships with girls of color and who were not of color. So like white girls and Latino women, girls and black girls and all the ethnicities because I went to an integrated school. It was a public charter type of school, but it was a very international community, right? And so I learned a lot of things about like jealousy, envy, relationships with men, jealousy. I learned those things very young because I had really healthy relationships with like my best friends, and I've always, over the years, one of my strategies for like life has been to simply have one or two best friends, and I go through things with them. I go through ups and downs. I have good times and bad times, but my best friends are always there. And having meaningful relationships with other women who are not in your family is really important. I think having meaningful relationships with your family members is important as well, but it's also important to just realize that there are other women in the society. These could be your coworkers, it could be someone who you just met at like an internship, maybe it's someone you meet at a coffee shop one day, like whoever it is. The reason that this is important is because and it has to be somebody who's not in your immediate family. The reason that this is important is because that woman has a different lived experience as you. Like her parents are different, her siblings are different, all of the relationships with guys are probably different. Everything is different. And so because of that, you're able to compare and contrast your relationships with your family and the world to hers. And now you've broadened your worldview because you literally have just one separate family. And you can start talking about things that other women deal with, right? So this can be like dating. This could be feminine hygiene. This could be hair products. Maybe it's like fragrances. Maybe it's just like work-life balance. Maybe it's like therapy. It could be music choices, okay? It could be like a ton of different things. But you do need other women in the society, and I would really encourage you to befriend women who are not in your racial or ethnic group. Like if you're white, go get a black friend. If you're Latino, go get an Asian friend. If you're black, get a Mexican friend or something. Get a friend, somebody who's not in your racial or ethnic group, because you'll also learn quite a lot of things about cross-cultural communication. I've talked about that so often, but I think some of you guys always wonder, how does Livia know this? How is she able to tap into these cultures? It's because of that. Believe it or not, I actually do have friends from all of the ethnic and racial groups. I just might not be friends with you, right? Or the dominant myth of your group. Right? I can talk quite a lot about what's going on in the Latino community because I actually do have meaningful relationships with people who are in the Latino community. And I actually have family members who are Mexican, who are, what else do I have? Colombian, Brazilian, my actual blood family members. So I know what's happening because I have my own experience to pull from. And then I have close friends who are Colombian, different culture, but it's still a part of the Latinx community. Or I have friends who are Hindu, who are Indian. I have some friends who are Desi. I have some friends who are not, right? It's if you actually understand, or I've dated and I'm friends with men who are Muslim, who are Arabic, so they're or Armenian, right? So they're a part of these completely different groups, and I really do. I talk to them about shit. When I have assumptions, or if I'm making rash judgments about shit, or if I say something that's insensitive, they will correct me on it and be oh, that's not cool when you say that. And so another thing I want to say, and I would encourage some of you to do, is really start to broaden the music that you're listening to and the artists that you're listening to. This has been another way for me to understand cultures. I feel I can understand some of the things that maybe some women in the Latinx community are dealing with when I listen to, say, Becky G, or Rosalia, or maybe an old version of what is her name? oh my God, I'm forgetting this artist's name. Or like if you might want to understand the Black American experience right now, Justine Skye is a really good person to listen to. Older Beyonce is a good person to listen to. Or who else might be good? Brandy, really great artist to listen to. Brandy, I think, might be the best artist to listen to. She explored so many things. And I think, like, you know, if you want to understand maybe the white experience, right now, listening to Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, she really has her hand on the culture. Or obviously Taylor Swift at any point in time. Another really good person for this is like Selena Gomez. When she was doing music, I feel like she was a really good person to like unpack some feelings. Or Hayley Williams. Like, these are all artists that I've explored heavily in the past. But yeah, I mean, I will take the time today to edit this video and really include the like images of these artists and how I have been able to like understand myself and understand like where I stand as like a woman in the world. And I think I've also created a playlist, but I will add my personal playlist of videos and music that if I were younger, I would listen to at every age. I think I wrote an article about this, and so I will publish that article. And yeah, like maybe like check out some of these videos, because there are some women who've been out here like explaining stuff, and they made videos and movies about it, and now the world has changed, but those experiences and that explanation is useful today. And so you don't have to feel like you're alone, or that like no other woman has been through this before, or maybe just because you're in a particular like ethnic or racial group or socioeconomic class that you are not able to understand the world, or even if like maybe you don't have access to college. Another thing I would highly encourage, and I've had this, a lot of you who watched that video from me that's about like, it's all about women and sex. So my takeaway from having that conversation with other women in person was that poor women should study women's studies in college. There are colleges like Amherst, Columbia, or even just community college that you can go to for free and try to transfer, like pick a financial aid package that works for you. But I think it's really important for you to understand how far women have come in society, because like some of you are still listening to poor men will lead you down a drain of hell. And it's kind of been like that for a very long time. And I think that like there are poor women in society, in American society, but also globally, who desperately need education. They don't need music videos. They don't need representation. They need education. And like that education has to be very specific for each person, because like you just don't know what the hell's going on behind closed doors with somebody's family, and they need to be able to like solve that shit for themselves. And people aren't able to do that by watching a music video from one person. This is another reason why I personally appreciate Bia. I did not understand, because I wasn't actually watching her videos or like listening to her songs before, so I was like, I'm not a Bia fan. And then I actually listened to the songs and I saw the videos, and now I am a Bia fan. And the reason that I'm a Bia fan is because I feel like what she did is she realized that, first of all, she was dealing with this Americana stuff, right? She was dealing with all this like Hollywood shit. So first her videos were kind of about plastic surgery in Hollywood and about all the shit going on in Hollywood. But to any woman of color, any black women, I would really encourage you, stop thinking about Hollywood white girl, Asian girl problems as your own. If you did not grow up in Palo Alto, if you did not grow up in like Nob Hill in San Francisco, okay, if you did not basically grow up wealthy, that shit is not for you. Those stories are not for you. You gotta keep Karen's business to Karen's. That's not our lane. I feel like Bia has realized, like, I am a black, brown girl inside of like Latin America, and she literally started making music and videos that are about that experience. And those women are so marginalized, like they're so poor, and they have no education and no opportunity for education. And she is one artist who's come out and is now just talking about that experience in some kind of way, just giving a voice. And she like is filming videos there. More like, one reason I don't want to do that, right, is because like I am not Latina and I don't want to go into that space I don't want to occupy space for people like Bia who are from that community and who need to speak on whatever the hell is going on in that community. Like in the video, a lot of people are equating things like cleanliness to wealth, I guess, like because I guess a lot of poor people don't have access to showers or soap or something. So she was like in the store and she's like playing with the laundry detergent or something, as if like everyone in America has access to laundry detergent. So that's not an issue that we're dealing with here. But clearly in Latin America, there are brown people who don't have access to laundry detergent. So she had to make a video where she's glamorizing laundry detergent. That's weird as shit to me, but I'm not a member of that community. So let me not be out here acting like I know. I don't know. But she did it, and clearly it makes sense to her. So that's good for her. That's good for her. I'm just saying, I don't want to stick my Black American paws. I can't start sharing Habesha shit in the Latinx community because I'm not a member of that community. Like, all brown people are not the same. All Black people are not the same. All women are not the same. This is why I try to like really be very specific. Like, I am Black, African, from Africa, Black, okay? We don't speak no Spanish. That's not the thing. There's a language, Amharic. That's like the language, okay? There's a community. If you aim to learn about the specific country and political economics in Ethiopia, which is a country in Africa, then you could learn about me. But otherwise, please do not clump me in with other brown people who wear my hairstyle or who look like some stripper that you saw when you were in Latin America. Like, that ain't me, nigga. Like, or white male, whoever you are who's watching this and is like, I've seen Olivia and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you haven't. You saw some other woman in some other country who kind of looked like me, but she ain't me. Like, all right? I'm sorry that brown women are marginalized all over the world, but this is why I'm gonna continue to be here. And y'all, I'm not just here, okay? This is video number 746. Okay, I've made a lot of other videos when I'm in a lot of other places. It's not just here. We've been on the top of tech companies, in tech parties, we've been at hotels, multiple videos in my apartment, we go to the garden all the time. This is the Olivia story. And I want to hear your stories. Like, I don't want to just hear my story. I want to hear your story, whatever it is. I don't know you, and now you're kind of getting to know me, depending on how many videos back that you've gone. But to the others of you who've watched 5 videos and now you feel like, I saw Olivia go down the drain. No, you didn't see me go down the drain. What you saw is me putting on camera a very difficult portion of my life. Why? Because I am in the business of humanizing Black women. I am in the business of humanizing Black women. So the experience that I had was real, and it was hard, and I was angry. I was upset. I was pissed the fuck off, okay? I was like depressed. All of these ugly feelings, these ugly emotions that none of you want to tackle and all of you want to pretend like are not real. Fuck you, fine. To those of you who want to sit here and live a full life like me and continue to have a full fucking cup, here's the thing. Like, fuck all those people who are talking about half empty, half full. No, fuck all that. Everybody has a full cup. I was dealing with a time where my cup was cloudy, okay? I still had a full cup. It was just cloudy. And now I purified the cup again. So now we're back to a pure, full cup. Never had a half cup. If my cup ever becomes half, you will find my dead body somewhere, because I'm not living like that. To all of y'all who decide to live with half cups, I would encourage you to go find a way to fill your cup and sustain your life. Otherwise, stay the fuck up out of my way, because I don't deal with half cuppers. So, thank you. This has been today's video on understanding healthy relationships with other women.